Ladies and gentlemen, ATDF everything in that shelf presentation. You're now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yes.
It's Spoiled Rotten.
All right. Time to give the people what they want.
Exactly. And giving you what you want is me, Daniel.
And Aiden.
Excellent. This is the Game of Thrones edition of Spoiled Rotten, in case you needed reminding, where we will be spoiling and reviewing The Last of the Starks.
That's what it's called.
That's Aiden just let me know, because I had no idea what it was called. I hadn't looked, and also I'd heard other people saying other things.
Yeah, what were
Just
other people saying?
I feel like I saw something about a bridge of bodies, and I was like, that can't be the name, but I've seen that so many times now.
Okay.
And I didn't even really know what that meant. Anyway, what did you think of the episode?
I enjoyed it. I always enjoy them. So.
I feel like I'm the only one who actually liked the episode.
Yeah, no.
Everyone else is kind of like, meh.
There's parts of it that I didn't like certain decisions that like some of the characters made. I didn't really like, but
We're definitely going to get into that.
The episodes.
We definitely have to get into that. There was one that people were mad about in particular, where I was like, am I a bad person? Like, I didn't really think that was
a ghost
an issue. No, I guess we'll come up to
okay,
it.
Yeah,
How does this? Okay, so this starts with everyone like saying goodbye to the dead people.
Oh yeah,
which was all right, I guess.
We're all just holding in the smell.
Yeah, it's gonna be so stinky.
So
but I guess the fire, like you gotta get the smoke. But I guess that would just
I
be
guess
burnt body smell. Never mind.
That
The
can't be
fire
good.
won't help at
No.
all.
But it was really nice. A nice scene.
It was a nice send off.
Yeah.
Who did Jon Snow send off? Because everyone like kind of sent off someone. Oh,
Yeah.
did he sent off Lady Mormont?
Yeah, I feel like that was the worst connection of all the other characters.
Yeah, because it's like Daenerys is with obviously
Jorah, yeah,
the real Mormont.
Yeah,
and then
at the real Mormont.
Yeah,
yeah.
Is Sam with the other crow?
Yeah, Ed.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna remember that guy's name, but he's got the easiest name, and I'm just like, who is that?
Yeah,
I know exactly what he looks like. I remember how he died, but you always have to remind me it's Ed.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He didn't really accomplish that much. I guess he's been around for all these.
That
battles,
was a good
so.
connection, though. Like,
yeah, that was nice.
They're definitely friends. I guess we got confirmation that. Is the dire wolf's name Ghost or is
it's Ghost. Yeah.
He's still alive. Doesn't look great, but he's still alive.
Yeah, he had like a scar,
and he's missing part of his ear.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, Gilly's alive.
Yeah,
and pregnant.
Right? Was she pregnant before? Yeah.
Nah. I think that was like supposed to be some kind of funny bit. I didn't need that, but like
when he was pregnant in like season 5 or whatever.
Yeah, but she gave pregnant. Yeah, I mean, sorry, she gave birth, and then now she's pregnant again. And he's like, oh, because I'm like, why would you need to explain that you guys like to have sex?
Yeah,
that's
no
such
need for
a
that.
weird.
Yeah.
It's like a weird joke.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's the end of the episode. But yeah, so we know who's still alive.
Yeah, we got to see that.
The trailer last week for this episode was really misleading. I really felt like Daenerys was like really rallying the troops, but she kind of was just talking, and people were like, "Yeah,
because they
You're
showed
right.
they showed a scene
Sure.
of the big room,
yeah."
and then you heard her saying that, but she was just saying that to the council. She
Yeah, like
wasn't saying it to the
no
big
one
room.
cared about her specifically in that scene.
Yeah,
They only cared about Jon, which I found weird because they're like, this guy got on a dragon. I'm like, aren't you impressed that like she essentially gave birth to these dragons and like can control them? But
yeah. I know
they're not into it.
As the season's going on, And maybe last season too. It's like I'm starting to see things from Daenerys' perspective more and more. It's just like these people are just. She
idiots.
lost all her friends. Her advisors are the worst.
Yeah, they really are.
You
One
know,
of them's trying to kill her now.
Yeah, one of them fucking just betrayed her, committing treason. And we'll talk about what I think about that afterwards. But even when she, it was nice that Gendry got named Lord of Storm's End. I guess we could have kind of maybe guessed that.
Yeah.
But-
He's what? No, I wouldn't have guessed that because I was just like, who cares about this guy? Like, I understand what his lineage is, but like he doesn't care about it, and it doesn't seem like anyone but Sir Davos cares.
Yeah, no one
So
else
she's
cares.
just like, yeah, you're not a bastard anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, thanks.
Tyrion's just like,
He's
oh,
just
yeah,
drunk.
That's a good idea. When I heard him say that, I was just like, what do you mean that's a good idea? You should have suggested that.
Well, I think so. This is our good friend Michelle. Something she brought up that
What's up, Michelle?
I did not notice at all, and this plays more into the end. But I think what you just brought up is helping me form a new thought that maybe this episode was really about how Daenerys should stop listening to everyone else and go with her instincts, because that was a good idea. Like, that was a nice thing of faith that immediately was like canceled out when everyone was like, yeah, but Jon rode a dragon.
Yo, he's so sick. Yeah.
But like, that was a good idea.
That was good.
And then so what Michelle was saying was that at the end, because I was kind of like, I don't really like that Missandei death. Like, it was just weird that she said Dracarys instead of like something cool to like piss off Cersei or like something. But Michelle was pointing out that like that might be a callback to a couple seasons ago when she was saying like you need to start like making your own decisions because you have good ideas and you don't need all these other advisors.
Yeah.
And I could read it right now, but I'm not going to go into my phone. But basically, the idea is that saying that Dracarys was kind of like a battle cry just for Daenerys.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that, actually.
So I like that idea, and it made me feel better about that because I was just like, I mean, yeah, obviously she was probably going to die because she can't fight, but like, I was just like, that's not the best way to kill her. Like, what a weird. I already knew she liked Daenerys. Like, I only saw it as like her like claiming her loyalty, but then Michelle made me realize that might have just been a coded way of being like, give the people what they need, not what they want. And so I was like, all right, I feel better about this now.
Yeah, no, I like that too.
So yeah, I guess right after, however you say his name, Baratheon's kid, Gendry.
Yeah,
it's definitely Gendry, not Gendry.
Is it?
I just watched something where they said both.
Oh yeah, me too.
So,
yeah,
I think it's Gendry.
Yeah,
Gendry.
What did she say?
Who, Michelle?
No, Daenerys.
Meh.
I don't know. Okay.
I think it's Gendry. I don't remember now. But basically, they go. Gendry goes. Right, look, everyone's about to like pair off and have sex, and he's kind of just like, "Well, where's Arya?" Like that's and I thought he was just gonna be like, "Hey, let's have sex," because like I got some good news. But he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I love you, baby.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's do this." And she's like,
"Too soon, bro."
No. Also, I mean,
and you can see it from her perspective.
Also, like,
too.
no.
It's not, it's a bad
but
idea.
I liked that. I kind of liked not just like what that woman stood up for herself, but I was like, I like that they were showing that like. You don't have to be a dick to get things wrong either. Like he did what I thought he should have done in terms of being like, no, I like you beyond the fact that you had sex with me. Like I want to share all this good stuff with you. And I also like that Arya stayed true to herself by being like, that's not for me. Like I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Even in the best of circumstances. So no, thank you. And he didn't like throw a fit or anything like that. He was just kind of like, well, yeah. And I thought that was good because he doesn't really know her. He knew her when she was a kid, but she's gone through some stuff that has changed her. And so like he's more infatuated with her than he is like understanding her and loving her. So I was like, that scene actually played out exactly the way it should have. And I don't think there was another alternative to that. But I can see why people would be like, "Oh, he's an idiot." You know? But I'm like, yeah, he doesn't know anything. He's not.
No, yeah,
he knows his blacksmith ways, and that's it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that scene.
Yeah,
actually, yeah,
I liked that. I guess the other big thing of people pairing off to have sex is Brienne and Jaime finally did it.
Yeah, I like the drinking game they were playing before.
Yes, I did.
Except for Tyrion's.
Yeah, I didn't like that. He's like, "Are you a virgin? You're a virgin," and I was like, "Why are you being terrible right now?"
Yeah. That's the thing with him. We like him, but then he just sometimes is a dick.
And then even after that sex, he's like, "What's she like down there?" And I was like, "What is this? Like, what a weird." And the way, like, I know the line was just, "I haven't had sex with a woman," but I was like, "Is this him being like, well, I can't ask you about the other person you have sex with because it's my sister. So like, now I just want to like,
I guess
talk to you about this." And I'm like, "That's weird.
Yeah,
what a weird thing to do." Anyway, that's beyond the point. The point is they had sex, and I was like, good for them. I liked the way that played out because I honestly didn't know where her head was at. Like if she was just like, I don't want sex, full stop, or if it was just like, I guess I would have sex with Tormund if I had to. But she made her choice. He made his choice.
Yeah,
and it was nice consensual sex.
I thought that was great. Yeah,
I liked it, and how she was even like, "Oh, get out of the way! I'll undo your shirt. You're taking too long, baby."
Yeah, what is this? Well, she first didn't get why he was taking off his shirt because you know how she did that, and then
he went to take her shirt off, and she was like,
"Yeah." I like that too.
I like that it was teased out. Like they kept it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, it was quite obvious they were gonna have sex.
Yeah, we knew
but
that,
also
but
like
didn't know.
If you hadn't been told by your coworkers already that it would happen,
yeah.
then you might be like, "Oh, like where is this going? I like it."
Yeah,
it was nice. It was a nice titillation, and then he left her
at the end. Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
people don't. So this is the first big what people don't like is that Brienne cried about Jaime leaving, and I thought, I don't feel like that's out of character so much as just a new part of her.
Yeah,
like we've only ever seen we've only ever seen her be stoic, and so I understand how it's kind of shit that the first time you see her I'm sure she's cried before, but like the first time you've seen her be emotional in that way is over a guy, but like she also just like was open in a way she's never been with someone else, and then they abandoned her. So I can understand like,
I get it,
how you would be put off by that. I just feel like me defending that makes me like part of the problem. Like, nah, it's fine, and I do actually understand the validity of people being frustrated by like showing her that way. But I'm also like
but I mean, you switch like I guess it's tough to switch the genders in that kind of situation, but like I might cry if someone did that. Like just
I'm trying to avoid the idea that like it's because she just had sex, but I do feel like that's a big part of it. Like, and I think if you just had sex for the first time, that quick of a turnaround of someone being like, "All right, I'm out," would hurt your like that would hurt you. You would feel some way about it. In addition to like everything else that's going on in their life, like they're not just like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just go to work tomorrow." Like it's like there is a matter of life and death also, and like feeling secure with him, even if it wasn't like sexually, or feeling like. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, she thought he was her protector, but like they've been through a lot together, and they've been apart, and now they're back. I can see her being like, "Let's just be together. Like let's stay together."
Like she didn't want him to die.
Yeah, even in a non-romantic way, like we are good together. Like
of course they are. Yeah.
So I understood the crying, and I didn't think there was a big deal, but I have seen many Twitter pieces about how it's a bad idea.
Okay.
I guess because it's like possibly one of the last times you'll see her, so there's not much room to explore that and have her like get over it. It might just be like the next time you see her, she's just fighting, and like you just saw her in that weird position before. But I'm also fine with that, so I don't
know. Well, I don't know. Yeah, this episode had a lot of strange goodbyes. Like, is that the last time we're going to see them? Like, probably not. In some, like in Brienne's case,
like those characters will see each other.
Oh, them? Yeah, probably not. I don't know.
I do think that's the last time they're going to see each other.
Yeah.
Because my main thing
Jamie's
was
dead.
like she was crying, and I was like,
she just didn't want him to die. Right?
Other people are like, like he was just being mean to like push her away, and then he can do what he needs to do. Which sure, but I was like, oh, maybe this is instead of killing her off, like we thought, like she was built up to be killed off. It would be like, oh, she just has to sit with this heartbreak for a bit. Like that's
Yeah.
That's the come down from the like extreme high of being knighted,
Right.
being respected. Everything we talked about from episode 2.
Yeah.
This episode, she has sex with someone that I'm assuming she really liked from. Like, they both like each other. I think that was made clear.
Yeah.
They both really like each other.
From like season 3 or something, right?
They've got a serious bond. Like they've
Yeah.
been through a lot together, and it didn't just happen right away either. So it doesn't feel like it was just lust. It feels like they've genuinely have put a foundation of something in there.
Yeah, they put the time in.
And so maybe that's just her defeat of like, oh man, like love hurts, I guess. And then she can go back to being stoic. Or maybe she dies. I don't know. But I just thought maybe she just won't die now. Maybe it'll just be sad that
unless this spurs her into like, well, there's no point staying here anymore. I'm just going to join the war.
It does look like a lot of people are like, well, there's no point in being here right now.
Yeah. All these people going north and like.
Mm-hmm. So that's a big one.
Yeah. Oh, the Sansa and the Hound conversation.
Yeah, people did not like that.
Yeah.
I don't know where I land on that.
Talking. You could see him. He talks like that.
But I think people are upset that Sansa was like, "Oh well, I would have stayed a little bird if I didn't go.
Right.
If I didn't have those two people
like raped in order to be mature."
I didn't take it that way, but I understand. Again, this isn't me being like, "Oh, that's a silly criticism." It's me being like, I understand the criticism, but I also, and it's not even like I'm trying to like make excuses for this show because I never really do. I'm usually like, nah, like that was bad writing.
Yeah.
But I understand how in her situation she would come away with that.
Yeah. I agree. That's the thing. It's if you have a problem with her saying that, then you should have, I mean, like, and these people probably do have a problem with what happened to her earlier in the other seasons, right?
Yes.
Because you just know she's going to be like that. Like they did that all on purpose, so this is how she'd be, right?
So I guess this isn't me being like back, but I understand what the problem is with having that character say that, but
yeah,
because I guess I already can acknowledge, like, even if that stuff didn't happen to her, she probably would have been way different than the person the Hound wanted to run away with him. Like, she just has lived long enough and seen enough that like she would stop being an idiot like that, being like, oh no, again, I know Joffrey's dead, but like, I'll just marry Joffrey. Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
like
she wouldn't think like that.
She would have lived through enough, or had Jon and Arya, even if it was just that, like those two siblings in her purview and like letting her know what real life is like, it would change her. So I feel like I understand that her character growth is more than just Littlefinger and Ramsay, but I understand how she might come away with, well, in this conversation,
she points to
those two people that you just brought up, the Hound, are the reason I'm not the little bird anymore. But I did like that she was like, I took care of Ramsay. He's like, how? And she's like, with hounds. And I liked his laugh.
Yeah, that was
nice.
A good moment. I guess if it ended there, then that would have been better.
I guess. Yeah, I was on a real high of like, I like this interaction, and then that happened. I was like,
Oh, and she goes up, and then when she first sits down, she's like, oh, what about that girl or whatever, and then he's just like,
no,
I forget what he says, but he's just like, nah, not interested. But that girl went straight to Pod. Did you notice that?
Yes.
And Pod was already with another girl, and then he just got.
Yes, I did see that Pod made out great, and I remember that he has a big penis. So I couldn't tell if the first girl that smiles at him, I don't know, I shouldn't say girl, the first woman who smiles at him,
right?
If she was like, I've heard about this guy, or if she was just like, nah, you don't look ugly like the Hound, like, what are you saying? And he was just like, you're in for a treat, my friend.
Yeah.
Pod did great.
Another thing.
Tormund didn't. I mean, he got over it quickly. Yeah. But I'm also like, now that Jaime's out of the picture.
Yeah.
Never give up, my friend.
Yeah, he should just stick around.
Yeah.
But I did like how in that big Great Hall scene, how they sort of used Tormund as like, it's almost was from his point of view,
right?
For a bit.
Like he goes around, and that's how you're like introduced to all the introduced, but that's how you're in on all the different conversations going.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like the Starbucks cup Everyone seems to be having a lot of fun with that.
I've got a Starbucks cup in front of me right now. No problem with it.
I feel like that's really embarrassing.
Yeah, it was Danny's.
It wasn't in front of. I thought it was Kit Harington's. He just got up to do his scene and left his coffee.
What a bozo! No one caught that, and like.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I don't know like what their hours were like. I know that the long night was intense, like 57
or something.
It was like 57 hours worth of like night shoots, or 57 night shoots.
That's insane.
So who knows, like, what if this was one of those ones where like we can get this done quickly, and then not enough attention was paid.
Right.
But yeah, that's cool. I read that they've digitally removed it now.
Yeah, if you watch it on now, it's not there. Yeah.
Good. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it during the episode. It was just
neither,
when people were like making fun of it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another thing.
But just the way they shoot those, like all these times where like either Sansa's given the cut eye over, or Daenerys, like in this one, it was like she's just felt, like
rightfully so. She was feeling dejected.
Yeah, she felt dejected, and then just the way it's showing Jon and them like having a great time, and then she's clearly in focus that way. Like I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the sound almost kind
of I
turned it down or something.
I like that element.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the first thing I did not like. I don't even know what order this happens in, but when Daenerys tries to like rekindle like a sexual relationship with Jon, and I was what the hell is like whatever. I guess they don't care that they're aunt and nephew, but he cares. Yeah, I know she does, but like I'm only talking about her decision making here.
Yeah,
I was like, even if this is your gambit to like keep him thing, like I obviously he's not on your side, but like all just like I was just like, there's gotta be a better way than being like, oh, I love you so much, like let's keep doing it. I wish I didn't love you, but I do. I'm like, no, he's like in direct competition with you now, like with two sisters who would probably kill you if they had the chance. Like,
yeah,
don't do that.
Well, the thing is, he isn't. It's just all these people are going to make him be in competition with her now.
Well, we saw in the thing when they're like, you would make a perfect king. Like, you're the king.
Later
like,
on. Yeah.
And I can only assume that's what made her be like, oh, like if I'm really nice to him and loving, like there's no way he wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah.
I hope. But I didn't like that was her play.
Yeah, it's almost...
I wish she like firmed up some other plans, like with other people being like, listen, like the Jon Snow thing is not going to work out. Like we got to figure out something else.
Yeah.
Like just some kind of other scheme or something. I don't know. I was just like, I feel like he's done enough to have you be like, all right, I need to move on from this.
Yeah, but I still see it from her perspective. Like now, especially at when Missandei dies, she's really the only person he's really the only person she's got left. That
Grey Worm's still around.
Yeah, but he's gonna die soon.
Yes, I mean I don't doubt that, but if you were her, I would feel like there's just as much a chance that Jon would die that Grey Worm would die. Oh
yeah, and they brought up the murdered thing. Remember when that was brought up in front of her before? I guess maybe they've had an off-screen discussion about it. So when Tormund was like, "Oh, this guy rode a dragon," but first he said, "And he was murdered," and most people who were murdered,
yes,
like they stay that way.
That did affect her.
Yeah,
I don't know to what extent. Doesn't she already know that he came back to life?
It's been.
I feel like that was kind of like the introduction, like. That was like the thing, like when they first met, like wasn't that the
Davos.
thing? Like he was like, oh, like yeah. She was like, is it true that you came back to life? I feel like I don't know. Now I don't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah, maybe they brought it up.
I feel like that was a thing.
I feel like he's been avoiding it around her for a while.
Yeah, he doesn't give straight answers. That's for certain. But I feel like it was one of those things where like enough people told her that she could just be like,
yeah,
that's
maybe
crazy.
Maybe at this point. I mean, you'd think at this point everybody must know that someone came back to life. Like that's insane. Everyone would know.
I guess it just never gets the reaction I want it to get. Like,
yeah,
Even when Arya's like, "Hey, how did you survive?"
Yeah, why aren't in these like they show some casual conversations where someone just is like, "Man, like how did that happen? What was going through your head?" Or like,
yeah, he's just kind of like, "Oh, yeah,
like, I didn't want it that. I
didn't want it," and then everyone's like, "All right."
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where that's going, but I'm assuming that's going to be something.
Yeah.
Her remembering that he came back from the dead ones. So I guess maybe that answers my question. Maybe she was like, "I'm going to kill this guy," and then they're like, "Remember when he came back from the dead?" And she's like, "Oh yeah,
No,
that's not gonna do anything." I don't. I'm just hoping that she had some better plan, because it just, of all the like complaints I saw of like, it's clear that men write this show and making women look weaker or out of character. That one I was just like, it doesn't feel. I can't say that it made her look out of character. It just was like, I wish that wasn't in your character, that you would like try this.
Yeah.
I was hoping for like something else, like maybe that would push her to like work more with Missandei and Grey Worm on, a plan B
Of not being with John.
Yeah,
I think that's just completely out of the question. That's her plan, is to just be with John. My issue was like, why doesn't she just play down the "you're threatening my claim to the throne" stuff? It just be like, "I want to be with you," or whatever. Like, if you're gonna go with the "I want to be with you," just stick with that. Don't be like,
"Hey, don't tell anybody that you're."
Yeah, that didn't. I get why she's doing it.
I feel like if she already knows who knows her, doesn't she know that Sam told him?
Yeah, she know, because he said Sam.
Yeah, so that guy doesn't have any loyalty to her. He'll definitely tell other people, even if John doesn't.
Yeah, but if John says like, "Brew, like, keep that to yourself," he probably.
I mean, well, we already know that's not John's thing. He's like, "Hey, listen,
yeah,
sister who hates her, sister who's pretty much indifferent, but also don't go against the family. I have something to tell you."
Now, Bran, tell them.
And then it cuts, and I'm like, "Are they just afraid to let Bran act? Like, what? Whoever that actor's name is, like, he never gets to do anything."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, he's gonna explain it. Maybe they're gonna like have some cool visuals. No.
Yeah.
Just cut.
That I didn't like that. Hey, I bought this great secret that you need to know. Okay, Bran, go ahead, tell them.
And then they cut, which makes me be like, oh, so like, is it gonna be that he doesn't tell them? Like they learn something else, but then at the end, Sansa was like, "Hey, like I gotta tell you something." So, even if they didn't, I don't know what the point of cutting was.
Yeah.
Other than them thinking, well, they already know.
I didn't like that. Yeah. And then when he says, I liked, saying when Sam and him said goodbye, and, Sam said, "You're the best friend I've ever had." And that was nice. And
true, like there's no chance anyone has ever been nicer to him.
Yeah. And actually, that was true for both of them for their first,
They were great friends together. I feel like John got just as much out of the Sam stuff as Sam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As I said, I do like that character. He's just kind of dumb with Gilly, and they've avoided that this season, so good for them. They don't seem to have much chemistry anymore, but still.
Yeah, they've not had much.
Have they even? Oh no! The only thing they've said to each other is Gilly being like, "You don't have to explain to him how making a baby works," and then he kind of goes, "Yeah, it's true." But like they don't seem like a couple anymore.
No.
All right, so that's. I think we've hit the three main things I've heard.
Oh, the main complaints?
So then...
Well, what about Ghost? Did we mention that?
Oh, that people are sad that no one pet him?
Yeah.
It did seem like there was enough time on him for me to be like, why are we looking at him if no one's going to interact with him?
Yeah, apparently the producer, I guess, or one of the the directors of it, David Nutter, I don't know what his position is on the show.
He directed the episode.
Oh, yeah, okay, so... He said that, like, he was asked directly of, like, okay, was the reason that no one interacted with Ghost, like, simply for, like, the simplicity of filming it? Like, because it just looks weird because you have to have a green screen, and there was no green screen there. That was an actual set. And he's like, yeah, that's why.
He's done 10 episodes of Entourage.
Wow.
1 episode of Arrow, 1 episode of Homeland, 2 episodes of The Flash, 4 episodes of Shameless. I'm sure he's done more stuff, but I don't want to look anymore.
Okay.
I've seen his name before. I just want. I did an episode of The Sopranos.
Wow.
A lot of one-offs, though.
How many Thrones has he done? Quite a few at this point.
I've got to imagine.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen his name. Yeah, 9.
Right. Okay.
I'm glad he found a place to be on.
Good for him.
On Game of Thrones. Because, it's weird when you see, like, 1 here and there. I'm like, usually you can block out stuff and do, like, 4. Anyway, so it is just because it's harder to, like, film people interacting with the direwolves.
Yeah.
Almost seems like you didn't need to have as much of him in it. Just like,
why didn't just kill him off early on?
No, I mean, I don't want him to die. I remember feeling like, why are we looking at him for so long?
Yeah.
It just felt uncomfortably long considering he's not a speaking character and, like, no one interacted with him.
Maybe it's just because of all the, like, I don't know, I guess, like, fan service. Like, where are the direwolves? Where are the direwolves? All these people
It does seem like this...
It's like, fine, there you go.
This episode was definitely answering some of our questions. So, like, is Gilly alive? Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, did the direwolf die? No.
Yeah.
So thank you, David Nutter. So another dragon's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That was just out of nowhere.
Except for that, I knew that was going to happen because I'm like, why does she keep bringing them out like that?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they always? No, they didn't. They didn't have that before. Who had that before? Like the dragon killer. Wasn't Bronn using one at one point?
Bronn had one. Yeah, but I guess
which army was it? Was that the Golden Army?
The Lannisters.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess.
So obviously they
figured out that could do the job,
and it did.
And so now they've got tons of them.
A lot, like almost too many.
Yeah,
for me to believe that. Once again, you know what? This episode did a good job of like putting characters in danger, even though I was fairly certainly. Well, unfortunately, as I said, my coworkers kind of ruined this episode for me by just talking about it straight up.
That's too
so, but I was like, oh man, like there was 2 times where like, oh, you know, Tyrion could die right now. Like they could do like a out of nowhere kill when he's on the boat and the bolts are going through.
Yeah,
I was like, man, they could just like.
That would be
gut
crazy.
punch you right there and kill him.
Yeah.
Except for I knew that he had to have a conversation with Cersei at the end, so I was like, oh,
yeah,
never mind. And I thought maybe Cersei would kill him, but
I thought so.
I didn't hear the line yet of what my coworker said he would say, which was his, "Hey, I know you love your kids" speech. Like,
right.
So he hadn't said that yet. So I'm like, oh, so he's not gonna die. But like, those were 2 times where I'm like, this is good tension. Like,
yeah.
Because I want to say that last episode, I feel like I came off as being like, it sucked because no one died. But that wasn't it. It was more like they kept teasing it and then not paying it off in any good way. Like I said, like it did. I didn't feel like, oh, but then like the character did an amazing move and got out of it. It just was kind of like, yeah, moving on. So like it just seemed like a weird thing to spend time on, considering those characters were never going to die.
There was too much time.
Whereas this episode, like the 2 times I felt
or
like,
do anything of consequence. That was the thing.
And so like in this episode, I liked that Tyrion didn't die, and like it showed him having to like do something to get out of that fucked up situation is. And I liked the tension of him talking to his sister, who we all know would love to kill him.
Yeah, it's sort of. I mean, Cersei of old might have just been like, yeah, I don't care that this is supposed this is like a normal war thing.
Also,
like,
he was talking way too low.
Them.
I bet she couldn't hear a word he was saying.
Yeah, he's far away yelling.
He's just like, you know, I know you like it. She's like, when he's done moving his mouth, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah. Oh, but the one part about that scene was, so he mentioned her baby.
Yeah, I didn't.
And you're on standing right beside her.
Okay, so my coworker was like, "Oh, like, did you see the look he gave it?" I didn't see it.
I didn't see any look.
I understand that, like, that's something he would clue into, but David Nutter did not show his face in a meaningful way to me the way my coworkers built up in my head that there was going to be like an insert shot of him being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, he should you'd think afterwards he'd be like, how would Tyrion know about the baby you just told me about?
Maybe that's next episode, but like, and I think in the like previously on, they made a point of showing when he was like, I'm going to put a prince in your belly or whatever. So like it seems like they are pushing like he's very intent on this being his kid.
Yeah.
So Tyrion might have let the cat out of the bag there, but they didn't give him a reaction shot. So
yeah,
that's not the show's fault really, so much as my coworkers for putting that in my head.
and Euron and his like magical like fleet, the speed of their travels. Like one moment he's on this way into the sea, meeting them in the wherever.
I did not understand the passage of time.
And then he's back. And the last time it was like, oh, he just picked up the Golden Company, like a huge army, and brought them across.
Yeah, I know. He's got fast boats. I guess that's all you have. That's what they want you to know.
Him and his eyeshadow is just working wonders out there.
Yeah, they have so many of those like shooter things. I don't remember what to call them, but like
even that would.
I like the look of them though. Like even the way he sits in them. Like I know that it's based on like other things, but it definitely fit in this world in a cool way. I liked it.
So clearly, the strategy, like if they do anything else other than the dragons go way up in the sky and then come down in the middle and just like...
I have no idea how they didn't hit. Did she just turn away at the right time?
I guess, yeah.
Why didn't he breathe fire on them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why
didn't he just go around the mountain or whatever, or up high, and then just burn all those ships?
That wasn't a situation where they were going to burn innocents. Like,
no,
you could just burn all those ships.
Yeah, for sure. That's the Greyjoy's fleet, right?
Yeah, I'm not a great like what's it called? Military strategist, so I'm sure there is an answer to why she didn't just burn them after the first. I thought even like just out of anger, she'd be like, "Fucking get him!"
Yeah, no, I like that moment where she was like, "Argh!"
Yeah,
and then just nothing happened.
I did like that it was like her being like, "Fuck it, fine, I'll turn around."
Yeah,
but I just was like, there was so much time where she could have maybe like one fireball and then turn around.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe the timing needed to be exact.
And Tyrion got another concussion. He's still going.
Do you think that he did a good job at the like wall, like when he was talking to Cersei? Because that was his whole thing, right? Like before they went, she was like, "I'm gonna fuck them up," and then he was like, "No, don't do that. Let me talk to her." And she's like, "That's not gonna work." And he's like, "It will." Like. And you can't be seen as the bad guy.
Yeah, this time he was at least like, I mean, it may or may not work, but at least we tried. Yeah, and so you're not going to.
Okay, so he did say that. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough.
And then him and Varys had the conversation. As well.
So Varys is definitely like, all right, I'm off board. I'm not on. Yeah. I don't like Daenerys anymore. She's crazy. We got to get rid of her.
And Tyrion was just like, that what you just said is treason, right? And then he's just like. Yeah.
He's like, well, okay. you got to pick the right side, and he's like, you can't keep doing that. You got to believe in the person you picked, and he's like, no, it's too late. So if I understand that correctly, I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. He has put into motion getting rid of Daenerys.
I guess,
or even if he hasn't put into it, he wants to.
Yeah, I think
it's not just that he's like, nah, I'm just gonna. Like he wants to get rid of Daenerys, right? Even if he hasn't started the process.
He said he thinks Jon Snow... Well, in as many words, he said he thinks Jon Snow would be the better leader.
Because at one point, Tyrion's like, hey, maybe they can rule together. And Varys is like, nah, no.
Yeah.
Not into it. I want no parts of her.
I don't know, man, but I'm seeing... is this the time to say what I think is going to happen to Varys? Or is this
obvious,
go
for it.
Like he's just going to
get killed,
burned alive, probably.
Yeah,
he's on the road for that.
I don't think he's going to last. I mean, past the credits of the last episode, he's definitely going to die.
Yeah,
it's just I just don't know if it'll mean anything so much as like if he put something into play. Usually that works out for him. Even if he, and I think I heard that the witch told him they were both going to die.
Yeah. Missandei. I mean, not Missandei.
Melisandre.
Yeah, she did. And the other red lady. Remember when?
Right.
She saw him and she said,
"Oh yeah,
we're both supporting Daenerys. So long as you like are actually a true friend to her, you'll never have any threat from me."
I hope he just forgot about that, because that would be crazy if you knew that like it's assured death if you go against her and he still goes against her.
Yeah.
I just like, I guess I'll just ride it out.
Well, maybe he just thinks he's going to die because of all what Melisandre said anyway.
Right. I just... Realistically, why does he just want to be on the winning side, or he actually wants someone who's not crazy?
I think the whole time that's what he said. He's like, he cares about the realm, and
Oh yeah, and the Tyrion's like, "What the fuck do you mean the realm? Who
Yeah.
cares, the realm?"
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, he's gonna die, so there's that.
Oh yeah, that's a guarantee.
Who?
Did we miss anything else? We must have, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we did. Let me think about this for a second. What did you think of Grey Worm's
the bronze
reaction
scene.
to what's her? Yeah, man, you did it. We figured it out.
Did you take notes?
No, I was
Oh.
just gonna read the Wikipedia. I didn't
Nice,
take any notes.
nice.
No, yeah, the bronze scene.
Yeah. I like that.
I guess that worked out the best way it could, because at first I was like, nah, he should have been friends with them, but then I'm like, I guess he's made a good point of like, fuck those guys. They're not friendly to him. Why would he be friendly to them?
Yeah.
So that worked out. I liked seeing him. I liked that they were interacting. I don't know why it scared Jamie that he shot the wall beside him though.
Yeah.
Maybe if he put one in his arm, then you could be like, oh shit, like you're serious.
Yeah.
But just the wall, I'd be like, yeah, you ain't gonna do
So what?
anything.
Yeah, we're still friends.
But I liked that he was just like, I need you guys to be alive. Well, just one of you really, but it's in your best interest to get me what I want, because I was sent to kill you, and I'm gonna get a lot to do it. So
Yeah. No, I think his plan and their response was like, that's how their characters would react.
Yeah,
and
Tyrion.
then the callback to Tyrion's original promise.
yes,
to him.
I like that. I like when Jamie went to defend Tyrion because he punched him, Bronn punched Tyrion, so Jamie got up and he's like, "You wouldn't be able to fight me even in your best day,
Yeah.
you one-handed fuck." And I was just like,
That was
nice.
pretty good. Yeah.
Because then Jamie was like, "You're right, that's true."
He should have a scene with the Hound,
Who?
Bronn. They probably already have had a scene like early on, but that would be great, like the smack talk between each other.
It would be nice. What have they ever? They must have interacted before, right?
Maybe in one of the early wars.
All right, yeah. There is one other thing we forgot to talk about, but I want to
Arya.
really wring the juice out of this Bronn thing.
Yeah.
What do we think is going to happen with this guy, or is he just you're just never going to see him again?
Yeah.
Because
it's
he
hard
made a
to
point of
say.
being like, "Nah, my fighting days are done," so he's not going to be like in a war.
He certainly won't be the Lord of. What did they promise him? Highgarden? That's not. Gonna
They
happen.
promised him Highgarden, and he
And
was promised
Cersei
Riverrun.
promised- So Cersei's definitely dead. So he won't get Riverrun for sure. And I don't think
Also, I just think she wouldn't really follow through on that.
I like Daenerys or Cersei.
Yeah,
probably not.
I feel like she'd just be like, "Yeah, thanks." What?
He
I'll
has
do
no
anything.
sway, right? Like,
yeah,
he's
you're
not
just
like-
one person,
Yeah.
and also we will never act in the same scene, so
Right? Yeah.
I
Fuck you.
don't need to worry about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would just send the Mountain to kill him or something if she was like, "All right, great,
Yeah.
I get him out of my hair."
And he sort of was just like, okay, now I'm not going to participate in the next battle. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do.
Because I really like that character, and he's only been in like he's in the first episode, almost having sex, and then he's in this scene.
That's right. Yeah, he's barely in it.
I wonder if he's doing it because I found out that the guy who plays Ser Jorah,
Yep.
yes, Ser
Well,
Jorah,
yeah.
he is playing Batman in not the movies, in the Titans TV show.
Oh, okay.
He's too old. What the fuck are they thinking? But
Yeah.
whatever. But I was just like, oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
Old Man from Batman Beyond. That guy.
I think that's the plan, or yes, a version of that
Right.
is the idea. But they've already shown Batman in Titans, and he didn't look old manish, so it was
okay.
weird.
That's going to be an issue then.
Oh, whatever. I don't really like the show. It doesn't matter. But I there's an element of me being like, oh, he died because he's got other things to film now, or he was probably like fielding offers for other things to do.
Right.
Whereas Bronn, I never really know what he's up to. I feel like I've only ever seen him do Game of Thrones stuff, so it's not even like he's just too busy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else he's in. Yeah. What's his name again? I used to know what his
gonna
name
find
was.
out.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what a world! Remember when I knew?
I know you'd have notes. That was like 2 years ago, though, I guess.
Yeah, Jerome Flynn.
Jerome Flynn, yes.
He is also in Ripper Street. That
like
ended
a
2
BBC
years.
show
That
or
ended
something?
3 years ago, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, well, his Actually, no. The series ended 3 years ago. Yeah, this guy has literally done nothing.
Well, it's like the guy that plays the Hound is not an actual. He's what?
He was in a commercial though. He's in the Irish Springs commercial.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. That doesn't make him an
He's
actor.
like a professional
He's just like
something, right?
Wait, we're talking about the Mountain or the Hound?
The Hound. That guy.
The Mountain is like a
is a wrestler or
bodybuilder.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't say that. Jerome Flynn is in John Wick 3.
Ooh, nice.
So maybe he is just busy.
I like the Wick series
Me
of
too.
movies. They're good.
The third
First
one
two.
has gotten amazing reviews. So
Is it already out?
no, just
Oh, like the pre.
they just I don't like when people do it, but at least I know that people think it's good.
Gotcha.
So that's good.
Okay. Oh, Arya and the Hound. That
Yes.
was good too.
So they are back on speaking terms, baby.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have sex.
No, they won't. But I hope they get some cool like tandem fighting together.
Yes,
again.
I
That'd be
want
good.
that. And I like that he was like, "Are you just gonna leave me to die if I get injured again?" She's like, "Yeah, probably."
Yeah.
I know she said it as a joke, but I
Yeah,
just
and
like,
he had a smile on his
yeah,
face, too.
I,
It's like, all right.
he had two good reactions, and I liked his reaction to Arya saying that, and I like
Hounds.
the Hounds thing.
Yeah,
He had a good episode.
yeah,
I liked it, and the way he basically barked at that woman who wanted to have sex with him.
yeah.
But yeah, they both are like. So I assume he's like, my unfinished business is to go kill my brother.
Yeah.
Like
And
in
hers
the
is
books,
to kill,
is it?
so
Yeah,
she-
but like
that's
in the
right.
books, is that better built up? Because I feel like, why would he care at this point?
It's just the books. It's just so far behind this. It's hard to say. Like he hates
But
his
I'm-
brother.
Yeah, no, I understand he hates his brother,
Yeah.
but I feel like enough time has passed that he would just like, wow, I survived that like battle. Like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go chill now. Like I wouldn't be like, now I'm gonna go kill my brother. Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And but like it'd be one thing if like he saw the brother on the ship or something like that, and he was
Well,
like,
he
"Oh
saw
yeah."
him in King's Landing. In the show,
In this episode,
not in this episode, but last season.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like so much time has passed
I guess so.
for me, maybe not for him. I don't actually
Yeah.
know how much time has
No,
passed.
I think the books are gonna just play out so differently than what's happening. Like it's probably not that. Probably won't happen in the books.
No,
But it's gonna happen. They're gonna fight, and then
Yeah, I just wanted to know if there was like, I get that we've what is it, like 2 or 3 seasons now worth of not book material.
Yeah, season 4 was the last one.
Oh, okay, wow. So four
but
four
there's
seasons.
certain things in 5, I
Yeah.
guess, but
But I guess my thing is like, it just feels like I know because I've been waiting for Clegane Bowl that could be the only thing he's referring to.
yeah,
It just seems weird and like a terrible risk to take because his brother is undead. Whether or not he knows that, I don't know. But like, he's not gonna die.
yeah,
His brother will fuck him up.
yeah.
It just seems like a weird choice.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also a bit fan service kind of.
Yeah, maybe it is.
That, right?
The Arya one, I can get my head around. She's like, all right, so she's been riding high for far too long. I'm gonna fucking take her out.
Yeah,
But yeah, the whole setup for Clegane Bowl is just like, I just feel like he wouldn't care. He's pretty like,
yeah. Why doesn't he just stay up at Winterfell and just
yeah,
get
like I just
wasted?
want, yeah, like getting drunk and being like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
I was in an important battle. I don't need to prove anything
Yeah, I'm not
anymore.
gonna see
like,
any more fires.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's nice. Well, that's that. I think.
Yeah, I think,
I think
the
we
next
did.
episode will be great to watch.
Just a
I think.
battle, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
There was the trailer for it was less tricky. I feel like because it was just shots of people like standing off.
yeah, like getting ready to fight, and then
Yeah.
they left all that fighting to surprise, which I like.
Unless it really is. I wouldn't really be that mad if the next episode is still just more strategy,
That would
and
be
then
funny.
they fight in the actual last episode. I wouldn't be
I
that
like
mad.
the way they do it. Like this, the stake.
It's usually like big battle, then
Then
an episode to
wrap
wrap things up. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. That's usually the way things go.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, there's not much to like, you know, speculate on with these
know,
trailers. It was like, yeah, we saw a bunch of people standing around. That's that.
Yeah.
and we can only hope there will be a fight, possibly a fight between two brothers with the last name Clegane.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think Jaime's motivations are?
To kill Cersei.
Oh, okay. So he said he was hateful too.
Wait, what was the thing like? Oh, you think I'm a good man?
I'm not. Yeah, he was a bit rude, but.
So this is the thing. Like I just buy that he was trying to push her away because he needs to go do his thing.
Like, stay here.
She'll definitely
maybe die.
I feel like he definitely thinks he'll die.
Yeah,
trying to kill his sister, or if he does kill his sister successfully, it will fuck him up beyond like being able to be in a meaningful relationship with Brienne. Either way, he needs to create the distance.
Yeah.
I just assume he will die, but like,
yeah, I don't know if him killing her thing is on anymore. I don't know. It doesn't.
You don't think he's gonna kill her?
I kind of thought.
You don't
that
think he's gonna try and kill her
from that conversation, but it also could just be like, I've got these feelings for Brienne, but
nothing's gonna stop me from loving Cersei, baby.
Yeah.
Does she know that he loves his sister?
Probably. I feel
like enough people say it.
Yeah.
That she,
like
even if she, yeah,
it's a rumor.
Yeah.
Kind
of. She still wants to be with him, so that's.
Like, I don't want them both to die in each other's arms, but I feel like that could happen.
I hope he goes
up in
I don't want that either.
I just want him to kill her, but.
I don't even know who I want to kill Cersei, but I feel like whatever I said last episode about what needs to happen in terms of the dialogue around it, I still want that, but I don't know who.
Because based on everything he's done and said, I don't know if it really is pointing to him killing her. But for Arya, everything she's done and what she's like, there's no way she's going down there to finish that list off, right? Like,
yes.
So, I would put I guess at higher odds that it's Arya that takes her out and not Jaime. But
I guess that's what the show's getting at. Like, Arya takes out the people who need taken out.
Yeah.
No one else has the guts to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll find out if we're right or wrong next week.
We did it.
We did it. Thank you very much for listening. Please go to thatshelf.com to see other podcasts and listen to them. Don't just look at them. Like Black Hole Films, Bad Gay Movies, No Budget Nightmare, and this show. You want to listen to more episodes of this show than what are on currently That Shelf, you should go to tdfeverything.com/spoiledrotten-GOT. You'll find Aiden's social media coordinates, my social media coordinates, and more social media coordinates for this very show. It will be great for you to go on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Google Play, and rate and review this show. Also subscribe. And tell your friends, because that would help as well. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Aiden, do you have anything else to tell people?
Just to keep up the good work.
Thank you very much for reminding everyone. going into their weekend with a keep up the good work.
Yeah,
Excellent. All right.
Helps out.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.